Another week, another game to play, another video to make. But I have no idea what to play. I have no idea what to make. I guess I could go and have a look at my game collection, I suppose. Dead Rising. Already made a video on that one. Final Fantasy 13. Maybe some other time. The Mass Effect trilogy. Eventually. I'll do that eventually. I just don't know. What could I play?
Hello, Ocean.
Whoa, what the frickety is going on? Who are you? And how the hell did you get into my computer?
I've been watching you for some time, sitting there against your green screen, playing video games and attempting to be the next Cat Icarus as you post your silly little video reviews, but you sit upon a throne of loneliness, looking for gratification from unseen individuals. Well, I suffer from that too, so I'm kinda just here to twist your moral existence into something more, well, more.
So what you're saying is you want to make a collaboration video?
Pretty much, yeah.
Tally-ho, ItsOcean, back again with another video on the
Helito, I am Anthony, better known as Valiant.
Okay, and Valiant is here too, I guess.
So what have we got on the docket today, my good chum?
Today we are here to cover the wonderful Hello Kitty Online. It's a great gem of a game, and I absolutely think that it's a master-
Whoa, 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 whoa. Not so fast there, Mr. Fish.
You do know my name isn't actually Fish, right?
Mr. Fish. This may be a collaboration, but you misunderstand the dynamic within which we find ourselves. For you see, it is I who holds all of the cards, and since they're all jokers, who knows what'll happen.
Fine. What do you want to play then?
Oh, I have a game. Scott Pilgrim.
Whoa, wait a second. Scott Pilgrim is impossible to make a video on because you can't get a copy of it due to Ubisoft taking it down from all the storefronts.
Seriously? Dude, they re-released the game like 2 months ago. Where the hell have you been, Night City?
I have no idea what you're talking about. Wait, for real?
Yeah, for real.
Holy shit!
Are you okay? You're kind of freaking me out here a little bit.
I was just thinking about how Ubisoft are now my favourite publisher.
Well, now that that's over, you and I are going to talk about Scott Pilgrim, and there is nothing that you can do or say otherwise.
Oh yeah, we could totally do that.
Alright, listen here, I told you fair and square, you can do or say nothing. Wait, you said you're on board?
Yeah, I love the Scott Pilgrim game.
Oh. Well, alright then, I suppose that, this is your channel, so carry on.
Okay. So anyway, this week we will be punching, kicking, and smooching our way through Scott Pilgrim vs. the World.
Now, when you say smooching, I hope you're referring to Ramona.
Oh yeah, Ramona. That's totally what I meant. That's totally what I was thinking. Anyway, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World is a game that is based on the wonderful comics made by Brian Lee O'Malley, and the game was made to help promote the movie of the same title.
Which we will actually be talking about over on my channel, so go check that out.
Did I say that you could plug your damn channel on my video?
Well, I mean, no, I suppose you didn't, but hey, I thought it would work as good timing, and...
I didn't say you could do that, you goddamn son.
First released as a digital game in 2010 for PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, the game launched alongside the film of mostly the same name, but in 2014 was subsequently delisted from those platforms. And now the game is back up on modern hardware, so we're gonna go ahead and just talk about it.
Did I say that you could chime in?
Well, I mean, no, but you're also the one editing it this way, so give me a break. I'm just here to help.
Okay, fine, I'll allow it. So I am fortunate enough to still have my copy of Scott Pilgrim on the Xbox 360. So I went ahead and bought the re-release and I was able to play it for the first time since I was a teenager. But how is the game, and has it stood the test of time?
Will Mr. Fish ever stop being a control freak in his videos?
Will you shut up? Scott Pilgrim vs. the World is the story of a guy who meets a girl that he really likes. Only it turns out that she has some incredible baggage, and if he is going to date her, he must beat her 7 evil exes. Poor guy, he must be trying to date Taylor Swift. Only this is not a normal story. Her 7 evil exes are incredibly powerful, and Scott must fight them and win to succeed. The game is based more around the comics than the movie, and both of those have more of the story than the game, but for the video game, that's all this needs to be.
Like Mr. Fish said, the story is pretty much as basic as they come. Travel from place to place in Toronto, beating up nondescript bad guys as you try and take out the evil exes in each area, and live happily ever after with your manic pixie dream girl. All that's missing is a man with a mushroom hat telling you to go to another castle, a radioactive flower that gives you the ability to harness one of the 4 primary elements, and for Ramona to make you a cake in the end for this to be even more of a Mario knockoff.
Scott Pilgrim is a beat-em-up in the style of games like Streets of Rage or Final Fight. It's also a game that I'm not very good at.
Wow, you really suck.
Hey buddy, you're here to help me talk about the game, not my mediocre skills. When playing the game, you make your way through linear levels, smacking and bashing any enemy in your way. You can also grab weapons to beat up your opponents with. There are multiple characters to play in this game, as well as some secret ones to unlock too. And the re-release of this game includes all the DLC too.
Each of the playable characters ultimately function the same, so you can switch between them easily, the story not really changing depending on who you play as. But the main focus of the experience is clearing screens of an increasing number of enemies, also you can get to the massive boss fights that hold this series together.
The stages in this game are all set around the game's fictional version of Toronto, with a ton of locations featured from the movie and the books too. Each stage has its own enemy types, hazards, and bosses. So one thing that I never got to try in the original version of this game was the multiplayer. I got to check it out this time and it's pretty cool. You can play couch co-op with your friends, and now you can jump in through matchmaking and watch the chaos unfold. Seriously, this game is insane to keep up with when there are 4 players going through a platoon of enemies. Oh, and yeah, I was the only player in this session that's died. Yay me!
You really do suck, huh?
Hey, you... Shut up.
For what it needs to do, it does it very well. I wish the difficulty curve wasn't so absurd in some levels, making me feel like they specifically designed this game with multiple players in mind, rather than allowing for a single player experience. But whatever, I just shoved a bunch of stuff into Scott's face after using a money cheat so that it doesn't really matter much anymore what I say because I'm all powerful and nothing can stop me. And yes, I am aware that this is a totally cheap way of playing, but I don't care. I'm here to have fun, not get my face smeared across the pavement like Mr. Fish here every few minutes.
Shops are scattered throughout the game, and here you can buy useful gear such as healing items and extra lives. There are also a couple of extra modes that you can play multiplayer, such as Battle Royale.
Wait, when did they add Fortnite into the game?
Not that kind of Battle Royale. There is also Dodgeball, where you have to dodge the ball.
Well, duh.
Scott Pilgrim vs. the World game features an awesome soundtrack by the band Anamanaguchi. Try saying that really fast 10 times in a row. Anamanaguchi, 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 Anamanaguchi. Fuck! I discovered this great band through this game about a decade ago, and I have been following them ever since. The songs feature a lot of chiptune, which always sounds really great in video games and weaves together very nicely with the game's already stellar arcadey aesthetic. If you enjoyed this soundtrack or find yourself enjoying this soundtrack, I heavily suggest going checking out Anamanaguchi. Their latest album, USA, is absolutely brilliant, and their album before that, Endless Fantasy, is one of my favourite albums ever made.
I personally only really know Anamanaguchi's work from this game, and even then, most of the music has stuck with me ever since I first played it back in 2010. There's honestly not a lot that I can personally add here since I'm not very musically inclined, so rather than try to prove it to you and end up making your ears bleed, I say we just move on.
When it comes to issues, there is only one issue that I can find with this game. I'm not really a fan of how much the AI enemies can spam attacks. These assholes, for example, use a flash attack to stun you, but they can do it extremely quickly, meaning you end up getting stun locked for a few seconds, which is annoying. But other than that, that's all I got. What about you, Valiant?
I don't think I experienced too many issues myself outside of the few instances of frame rate drops and the aforementioned difficulty curve, though that could be because I was playing it on my PlayStation 5. This game is clearly designed to play with friends, and if you're a lonely boy like Mr. Fish here, then you're likely going to have a hard time advancing through the game without learning the tricks of the trade, or by cheating and using codes to get infinite money and buying all the power-ups to make yourself a big beefy boy like I did. But again, that's more because I've played the game before and just wanted to have fun.
So overall, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World is a wonderful homage to retro games, with fun references, great fighting mechanics, and a brilliant soundtrack to top it all off.
For me, this all comes down to one simple question. How does this game compare to Castle Crashers? You see, I consider Castle Crashers to be one of, if not the best made beat-em-ups out there that I've played. So whenever I pick up a new one, I usually end up comparing it to that. And Scott Pilgrim is as close to that game as I've come since. The game wears its inspirations all over the damn place, and if you're looking for a fun beat-em-up adventure with friends, then Scott Pilgrim should probably be high on your list.
And that is why Scott Pilgrim has earned the title of Masterpiece. Thank you for watching this video. It was an absolute pleasure having Valiant attempt over on my channel.
Wait, did you just compliment me?
Don't let it get to your head.
I will now stop referring to you solely as Mr. Fish, as thanks for having me on, and ask that you, the viewer, head on over to my channel by following the doobly-doo in the links or whatever, so that you can see Ocean and I talk about the film adaptation of Scott Pilgrim, and why it may just be the very best video game movie of all time. Thanks again for having me, and I will hopefully see you on my channel.
But yeah, go and check out his channel, he makes a lot of really good stuff. I will leave a link down in the description, and there will also be a clickable card for him in the outro. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Pip pip toodaloo!